Chapter 32. Levi's Dream at Bethel and the Law of Tithes. Jacob stayed that night at Bethel, and Levi had a dream. He saw himself and his sons ordained as priests of the Most High God forever. When he awoke, he blessed the Lord. Jacob rose early on the 14th of the month and gave a tithe of everything he had with him. Men, cattle, gold, vessels, garments, he gave 1/10 of it all. In those days Rachel became pregnant with Benjamin. Jacob counted his sons upward from himself, and Levi fell to the portion of the Lord. Jacob clothed him in priestly garments and filled his hands for the roll. On the 15th of the month, Jacob brought to the altar 14 oxen, 28 rams, 49 sheep, 7 lambs, and 21 goats as a burnt offering. It was a pleasing aroma before God. This offering was part of the vow Jacob had made to give 1/10, along with the fruit and drink offerings. After the fire had consumed the offering, he burned incense over it, then gave a thank offering, 2 oxen, 4 rams, 4 sheep, 4 he-goats, 2-year-old sheep, and 2 kids of the goats. He did this every day for 7 days. He and his sons and all his men ate together in joy for 7 days, blessing and thanking the Lord who had delivered him and fulfilled his vow. He tithed all the clean animals for burnt offerings. The unclean animals were not given to Levi, but Jacob gave Levi all the souls of the men. Levi performed the priestly duties at Bethel in the presence of his father Jacob, surpassing his 10 brothers. Jacob fulfilled his vow by tithing again and sanctifying it. It became holy to the Lord. Because of this, it is written on the heavenly tablets, "The tithe of the tithe shall be eaten before the Lord from year to year in the place where his name dwells." This law has no end. The second tithe is to be eaten each year in the chosen place. Nothing should be left over into the next year. The seed must be eaten within its season, the wine during its harvest, and the oil during its proper time. Whatever is left over and grows old is to be burned. It is unclean. It must not be eaten in the sanctuary if it has aged. All tithes of oxen and sheep are holy to the Lord and belong to his priests, who eat them before him year after year. This, too, is written and ordained on the heavenly tablets. On the night of the 22nd of the month, Jacob decided to build up the place, surround it with a wall, and sanctify it forever for himself and his descendants. But that night the Lord appeared to him and said, "Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel." The Lord continued, "I am the one who created heaven and earth. I will multiply you greatly. Kings will come from you and rule wherever mankind has set foot. I will give your descendants the entire earth. They will judge the nations and eventually inherit the world forever." When the Lord finished speaking, he ascended. Jacob watched until he had gone up to heaven. That night Jacob saw a vision. An angel descended with 7 tablets in his hands. The angel gave them to Jacob, and he read them. He understood everything written about himself and his sons for all future ages. The angel said, "Do not build this place. Do not make it a sanctuary forever. Do not live here. Go instead to the house of your father Abraham, and stay with Isaac until his death. You will die in Egypt in peace, but be buried in this land with honor, in the tomb of your ancestors with Abraham and Isaac. Do not be afraid. What you have seen and read will happen exactly as revealed. Write everything down." Jacob asked, "How can I remember all I've seen and read?" The angel answered, "I will bring everything to your remembrance." Then he ascended, and Jacob awoke. He remembered everything and wrote it down. He celebrated another day there, making offerings just as he had before. He called the new day Addition, for it was added to the previous days of the feast. This too was written on the heavenly tablets. He was shown to celebrate this extra day, and it was added to the 7 days of the feast. Its name was called Addition, because it was recorded among the feast days, in line with the number of days in the year. That night, on the 23rd, Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died. She was buried beneath the city under the oak by the river. Jacob called the place the River of Deborah, and the tree the Oak of Mourning. Rebekah returned to her home with Isaac. Jacob sent rams, sheep, and he-goats with her so she could prepare a meal for Isaac. Jacob followed his mother until they reached the land of Cabratan, and he settled there. That night Rachel gave birth to a son. She named him Son of My Sorrow, for the labour was hard. But Jacob called him Benjamin. He was born on the 11th day of the 8th month. Rachel died there and was buried in the land of Ephrath, which is Bethlehem. Jacob built a pillar over her grave, marking the road above it. Chapter 33. Reuben's Sin and the Law of Incest. Jacob moved and lived south of Magdala-Draph. Later he and Leah went to visit Isaac on the new moon of the 10th month. Reuben saw Bilhah, Rachel's maid and his father's concubine, bathing in secret. He became infatuated with her. That night he hid and entered her house while she was sleeping alone. He lay with her. She awoke and realized it was Reuben. She cried out, pulled away, and was deeply ashamed. Reuben fled. Bilhah grieved but told no one. When Jacob returned and sought her, she said, "I am not clean for you. Reuben has defiled me. I was asleep and didn't know until he uncovered my skirt and lay with me." Jacob was furious with Reuben for this act, for he had violated his father's household. From then on, Jacob never approached Bilhah again. This sin was considered abominable before the Lord. A man must not uncover his father's skirt. Because of this, it is written and ordained on the heavenly tablets, "No man shall lie with his father's wife." Both the man and the woman must die. They have committed an unclean act on the earth. Nothing unclean shall remain among God's chosen people. It is also written a second time, "Cursed is he who lies with his father's wife, for he has uncovered his father's shame." And all the holy ones said, "So be it." Moses was commanded to tell the children of Israel to observe this law. The punishment is death. There is no atonement for it. The offenders must be killed and removed from among God's people. No man in Israel who commits this act may remain alive even a single day. It is abominable and unclean. Let no one say that Reuben was forgiven or granted life for his act. At that time the full law had not yet been revealed. But in your days, Moses, it has been revealed in full, a law for all generations. There is no expiration for this law and no way to atone for it. They must be removed from the nation and killed the day they commit it. Moses was to write all this down so that Israel would obey and not sin unto death. The Lord judges all fairly. He does not show favoritism or accept bribes. The people must hear these covenant words, obey them, and stay clean. For uncleanness, abomination, and pollution will bring destruction. There is no greater sin on earth than this type of fornication. Israel is a holy nation, a people of inheritance, a royal and priestly people. Such defilement must not be found in their midst. In the 3rd year of that 6th week, Jacob and his sons went to the house of Abraham. They dwelled near Isaac and Rebekah. These were the names of Jacob's children: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun. These were the sons of his wife Leah, Joseph and Benjamin. These were the sons of his wife Rachel, Dan and Naphtali. These were the sons of his concubine Bilhah, Gad and Asher. These were the sons of his concubine Zilpah. Dinah was the daughter of Leah and the only daughter of Jacob. They all came and bowed before Isaac and Rebekah, who blessed Jacob and his children. Isaac rejoiced greatly. for he saw the sons of his younger son and gave them his blessing. This concludes chapter 32 and 33 of the Book of Jubilees. Remember to subscribe and join me tomorrow for the next chapters as we keep walking through all 50 chapters of the Book of Jubilees.